exactly what you want. Nobody's trying to trick anybody and get somebody out and through and everything else. It's 1 versus 1 here. Winner of this one will play on Saturday against the winner of Falmouth and South Portland. Of course, we'll have more coming up. See who I have an idea who some of the umpires are. I think I might have an idea on one. I'm sure Steve will give us that information, and we'll go over a few things as well. These two teams split on the year. Edward Little won in the regular season. Bangor won in the KVAC title game. Be interested to see who comes out on top here and makes it to the state championship game on Saturday. We'll take a break. You are listening to high school baseball on the Ox. Welcome back to McGuire Field in Augusta. It's the MPA base. You can listen on the radio on 92.7 FM. Video stream online at mbr.org. Number 2, Edward Little. Number 1, Bangor. Right after this, over on Z1055 and AM 1240, we'll have the softball game for you as well, as the Edward Little girls, coming off a big upset the other day over Messalonsky and the Gatorade Player of the Year, will battle Skowhegan, who upset Oxford Hills on Saturday afternoon. That will be a 6:30 first pitch from over at Coney High School. So we'll pray for expediency in this game so we can slide over there for the next one. Steve, who do you have for umpires?
You know, I didn't get the official four-man crew. I know Mr. Godding will be at first base. I know Mr. Patterson will be the home plate umpire. They had an interesting conversation pregame. There's a couple of gaps right behind the backstop as well as right next to both dugouts. And, you know, apparently the ball is going to be dead if it rolls through there. That's the only way that you can play it. But the gaps are maybe 18 to 24 inches wide. Pretty decent gaps right behind home plate. Not directly behind it, but equidistant from the middle of the backstop. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not those things come into play. A lot of different wonky ground rules here at Morton Field. Not only is the fence a little bit different, but some of the redoing of this field. It's fantastic facility here. Great backstop. Good place to see a game. I'll tell you, without a lot of people in the stands, it will be tough and can be tough to pick the ball up off of the backstop because of the metal stands. It's a little bit tougher when the sun is reflecting through those stands. Today, not going to be too much of an issue. We've got heavy clouds, sunny and not windy. I've heard it all day long. This is breezy. So
Oh, this is breezy?
This is breezy.
Oh.
This isn't windy. This is breezy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know. Now I understand. That's interesting. Always good when we get that information out there, which is good. Two teams split on the year. Again, KVAC title game. Bangor came out on top. However, Edward Little undefeated in these uniforms. So we'll see what happens. Introductions going on right now. Steve, did you want to give the lineups?
We can certainly give the lineups. It looks like we've got Edward Little here will be first to bat as the visiting team. Austin Cox, their shortstop, will lead off. Tyler Blanchard, the center fielder, will bat second. Jared Norcross Plord will be the pitcher today. He'll bat third. Drew Lashawa batting cleanup is the second baseman. Brandon Varney, good to see him in the lineup, catching for Edward Little today. Grant Hartley is your DH for Ben Harris, who will be playing third base. In the 7-hole, Max Bell, he's at third base. Mason Brushwine is your left fielder. And then in the 9-hole, C.J. Gibson for Edward Little. Defensively for Bangor, Gary Farnham, Ryan Brookings, Peter Kimball is your outfield. Jesse Calford, your third baseman. Kyle Stevenson at short. George Payne, your second baseman. Nick Calperthwaite, the first baseman. Derek Fournier, your catcher. And Gatorade Player of the Year, Gatorade Main Player of the Year anyway, Trevor DeLate. One of the best pitchers in Maine, righty or lefty. He happens to be left-handed. That makes it a little bit more challenging, but that's who the Eddies will see today. This will be the third time that these two teams have met in the last 4 weeks. They met at the end of May. Edward Little able to go up to Bangor and pick up a run in the 7th inning and beat the Rams 1-0 at Mansfield Stadium. Bangor had a chance to get revenge in the KVAC game, able to come away victorious, and now split 1-1 on a neutral site. It'll be interesting to see what happens between both teams sporting maroon and white.
Yes, I just realized that. So that's everything mixes up there, which is good. Like, oh, hey, yeah, we can't even like, oh, it's the maroon and white. No, yeah, that's good. So see, University of Maine Farmington coach Chris Bessie here. So quite a few people in the stands. Ought to be a busy day, and lots of folks very interested in this one. Winner of this one will take on Falmouth and South Portland. They are playing today at St. Joseph's College. All sorts of high school baseball and softball action around the state today. We'll try to keep you updated throughout the game. We'll have more coming up. You're listening to the MPA Baseball Playoffs on 92.7 FM and online at mbr.org.
Shortstop, number 4, Kyle Stevenson. Batting second, the pitcher, number 7, Trevor DeLate. Batting third, the catcher, number 22, Derek Fournier. Batting fourth, playing third base, number 5, Jesse Colford. Batting fifth, number 9, playing right field, number 19, Peter Kimball. Batting sixth, first base, number 10, Nick Calperthwaite. Batting seventh, in the left field, number 9, Gary Farnham. Batting eighth, at second base, number 11, George Payne. And batting ninth in center field as well, Ryan Brookings. Head coach, Jeff Fahey. And his assistant coaches, Dave Morris, Rob Gould, Fred Lauer, Seth Frudenberger, and Kevin Stevens.
Chris, we get an anthem.
And their trainer, Heather Trainer. Our umpires for today's game. Are Mr. Patterson, Mr. Gauding, Mr. Gray, and Mr. Davis. At this time, Ms. Tessa Gervais, a recent graduate of Erskine Academy High School will sing our national anthem.
Sing on? Okay, sweet. All right. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Telsor. We will offer
And with that, we are back.
to both teams.
Edward Little and Bangor playoff baseball. It's the MPA regional final here in Augusta today.
MPA tournament season.
Mr. Gray and Mr. Davis, your other umpires, along with Mr. Patterson and Mr. Godding.
There you go.
Thank you to Mr. PA announcer.
They know what's going on. They know what's up.
National Fair High School Sports Networks and Play On Sports.
Bangor out in the white pants, maroon stripe, white tops with the maroon short sleeve shirt underneath them. Eddies will wear their road gray pants with the maroon stripe up the side, maroon jerseys.
Ah,
So they'll remain undefeated in the home whites. They will
They
not
will remain undefeated in the home
That's a
whites.
3-0 record with those home whites.
it's really too bad. I was hoping they'd be able to do the both there. That's a big deal. You know, that's
Certainly read a lot about Mr. DeLate able to come away victorious against Hamden Academy in their first playoff game this year. And then a victory over Brewer to get Bangor here today. Edward Little with victories over Messalonsky and Mount Ararat. An extra win, bases loaded walk. Tell you, Bangor is a team only giving up 20 runs this year. Very, very tough defensively. Two similar teams. A lot of people talked at the beginning of the year, Bangor, Brewer, Edward Little, Oxford Hills. Well, guess what? It all sorted out, and we've got EL and Bangor, and we're about ready to go.
and it was a scrappy Mount Ararat squad that kept Oxford Hills from advancing.
Boy, oh boy.
And gave Edward Little everything it could handle the other day.
Yeah, so maybe that first 4-2 victory against Oxford Hills wasn't a fluke. They're a decent ball club.
Neither was the second, apparently.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't just own one team.
Cox Blanchard and Norcross Plord for the Eddies.
And with that, we are underway. Trevor DeLate on the hill. The lefty kicks, fires, first pitch in there for a strike, and we are underway.
Delayed on his way to the University of Maine. Already mentioned Gatorade Maine Player of the Year.
Second pitch is in there for a strike, 0-2, not wasting any time on any of it.
Eddies have seen him. Most of these guys have had a few at-bats against Trevor.
0-2 pitch, outside, 1-2.
Fantastic angle we have on the third base side to see this gem.
1-2 is going to be flared to first on a bounce. Copperthwaite will track it down. Has plenty of time to step on the bag, and there's one away.
Cox fooled on the breaking pitch that time. Tried to keep his hands back, but couldn't. Head of the bat came out. He just kind of swatted it over towards Copperthwaite at first. He was able to finally stick a fork in it, tag first for the first out. Tyler Blanchard, the center fielder now.
He is the 2-hole hitter, bats from the right side, and he's going to be swinging at the first pitch. He's going to ground that over to short. Stevenson will take a second to track it down, and he gets it over to first, and there's 2 away very quickly here in the top of the first for Edward Little.
First pitch swinging that time for Blanchard. Hit it well right at Stevenson. He didn't have to move far, set his feet. Didn't field it cleanly, but it was hit well enough that he still had time to make a throw over to first and register the out.
Jared Norcross-Plord, the 3-hole hitter, steps in. He'll be on the mound today as well. Drew Lashua on deck if need be. First pitch to Norcross-Plord. Bounces in there, 1-0. Looks like that was a curveball that just snapped up a little short, Steve.
That's exactly what it was. He's very aware of the fact that Jared is an accomplished hitter. He's a guy that can really put a good swing on just about any pitch.
1-0, inside, 2-0. I do want to shout out Jared Norcross-Plord for going with the maroon stirrups today with the White Sox.
High Sox.
The High Sox work.
So,
Low 3-0.
Curveball, fastball in, fastball down. And that, to me, is a guy in Trevor DeLate that's not wanting to be around the middle of the plate here to the 3-hole hitter.
Inside corner, and Norcross-Plord walks on 4 pitches, and I don't want to call that an intentional walk, but he was certainly pitched carefully there.
Well, I think he probably likes the lefty-lefty matchup against Lashua, although Lashua, very good hitter from the left side.
Lashua steps in. First pitch to him is going to be chopped over to second, and that's going to be Payne to Stevenson. 4-6 on your scorecard. End of 1/2 inning of play. Bangor, Edward Little scoreless. It's the MPA Northern A Regional Final here on 92.7 FM. Video online at mbr.org. Welcome back. Bottom of the first inning here at McGuire Field on the Cara Complex. I guess it's called the Cara Complex, the C-A-R-A Complex. Capital Area Recreation something or other?
Sure.
Something like that.
Sure. Morton Field.
Morton Field. That's the easiest way to do it, right? That's probably the easiest way to do it. Matt Boutwell, Steve Flynn with you here, 92.7 FM on your radio dial. It's Edward Little Playoff Baseball. It's the MPA 2016 Northern A Final. Bangor Rams are the number 1 seed, Edward Little the number 2 seed. Bottom of the first inning, and it's time for the Bangor Rams. Steve will give you the batting order.
Kyle Stevenson, Trevor DeLate, Derek Fournier will be your top 3 here in the bottom of the first. We'll go through the rest of it here after the first pitch.
Stevenson steps in against Norcross-Plord. First pitch from Norcross-Plord is high, 1-0.
Colford is your third baseman. Kimball is in right field. Copperthwaite, the first baseman. Farnham in left. Payne hitting 8th, the second baseman. And Brookings is the center fielder in the 9-hole.
That is going to be on the inside corner for a strike, 1-1.
Left to right in the outfield for Edward Little. Brushwine, Blanchard, and Gibson. Bell is your third baseman. Cox at short. Lashua, the second baseman. Harris at first. Varney and Plord, the battery.
1-1 pitch is going to be lined right up the middle for a base hit. Norcross-Plord wasn't going to be fast enough to do that, and if he was, he should be a hockey goalie, not a pitcher, and that was stung sharply, so Bangor has the leadoff runner on here in the bottom of the first inning.
I think the solution to solving Jared Norcross-Plord is going to be to try to hit a fastball. You try to get away from his off-speed stuff, and if you can get to him earlier in the count, that time Stevenson saw the first fastball, timed it up well. Nice hit by him right up the middle. Big lead from him at first.
DeLate at the dish. High, 1-0.
Lefty throw, righty bat. You don't see that very often. For Delate.
That is a unique one. Fleming from Oxford Hills did that. There's not a lot of guys that do that. 1-0 pitch to Delate. Runner is going. It was going to be a hit and run. It's fouled off.
Delate doing the right thing there, protecting the runner, slapping it away. Got to be mindful of Stevenson over there at first base. He's got some wheels.
Stevenson takes a good lead. Throw over. He's back. I was just about to say, I wonder if they're going to throw over on this one just to, keep him in check.
Yeah, gets in their head once they know that he took off on the last pitch.
1-1 is the count on Delate, bottom of the first inning. No score between Edward Little and Bangor. Norcross Plord slides and delivers, and that's going to be flared into right field and is going to drop for a base hit. And Bangor is going to have runners on first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Number 1 seed looking to get on the board early. Derek Fournier steps up to the dish with an RBI opportunity.
It's the old baseball adage to hit it where they ain't. And there's a couple of places on the baseball field that are very susceptible to a not a well-struck ball, but a ball that's just kind of tapped into the outfield behind third base and then behind first base. That time Delate late on the pitch from Norcross Plord, but able to poke it out into right field in front of Gibson.
Edward Little, you'd love to see a ground ball here. Maybe one to third, perhaps. Norcross Plord looks. Bunt by Fournier is going to go right down the first baseline. Norcross Plord will field it. He gets it over to Harris. 1-3 is the putout. Sacrifice bunt. Runners in scoring position now for Jesse Cafford.
That right there is a perfectly executed sacrifice bunt with men on first and second. That is just a tremendous job. It's a fundamental aspect of baseball. We've seen it all year long not get executed properly. Derek Fournier, the catcher for Bangor, doing a bang-up job right there, advancing the runners.
Colford with a golden opportunity here. In the bottom of the first, runners on second and third, 1 out, no score. Edward Little and Bangor. Norcross Plord pitches, off speed, is off of it. I think up and in, 1-0.
Edward Little infield playing in on the grass. They want to cut down the run at home here with 1 out.
Norcross Plord looks in. Looks over at third. Steps and kicks. And their first strike, 1-1.
Back-to-back break pitches that time for Plord. He's got plenty of confidence in that pitch. He's got to be able to go to the fastball here.
Reminder, the video stream for this game is online at mbr.org. The radio, 92.7 FM. A 1-1 pitch is going to be flared, fouled on the right field line. Good piece of hitting. These Bangor hitters have definitely done their work. It looks like they've actually watched a little bit of video, and they're trying to flare some things over to the opposite side.
Hey,
Not just trying to be Johnny Pull hitter.
There's no need to just try to blast everything to left center field. Use what the pitcher gives you. If he wants to throw fastball away, breaking pitches, you're going to take those to the right side as a righty.
This is a huge series of pitches here for Norcross Plord, because if he can get Colford to strike out, he has a chance to get out of it. 1-2 pitch. High, 2-2.
He's got the benefit of an open base. You don't want to think about that too much. You certainly don't want to give him a free base anyway, but you can be a little bit more particular with a 2-2 count here.
Certainly don't want to bring the lefty hitting Kemble up either with the bases loaded. 2-2 is flared foul on the right field line.
Boy, everything is going away. Everything that they have put a bat on. Stevenson's hit was right up the middle. Delate went to the right. We've seen a couple of foul balls missed. That time that was well struck again, but just foul.
Mr. Goding did a good job of not getting hit there.
He did.
That was impressive.
Stayed out of the way.
That was good for him. Good job. 2-2 pitch again. Foul back.
I'll tell you what. One thing to be mindful of is a ball that happens to fly, right? Maybe a thrown ball, could be a pitch, I guess. But the ball can really ricochet off of one of the pipes. If the ball squares up one of those pipes, it's going to bounce back quick.
Time is taken, and we'll do it again. You know, it's windy today, but I'm going to go ahead and say it's not as windy as it was last week for Oxford Hills and Mount Ararat last Thursday. Not nearly that windy.
Seems breezy.
It does. It seems balmy today. Norcross Plord's pitch, the 2-2, In there for a strike, strike 3 on the inside corner. And there's 2 away. And it's up to Peter Kemble to take advantage of this leadoff, this first inning situation for Bangor. Norcross Plord is 1 batter away from getting out of it.
It's Kimball's arm that got them the win over Brewer and got them to this game now, looking to do some damage with his bat.
Norcross Plord looks in. Time called. I love the games they all play, the time, the this.
Smart, though. It's smart to disrupt the
stuff.
timing.
They should spit into the glove and rub their hands like Ortiz does, though. That would be good. First pitch is inside to Kemble, 1-0.
Norcross Plord here being a little bit too fine, trying to pick corners. Right here, throw strikes with 2 outs, force contact. His defense has held him up this year.
1-0 pitch. Off speed on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Looks in, gets a sign, get a pretty good rhythm so far. 0-2 pitch. It's going to be chopped right back to him. He's going to field it, try to barehand it, and he cannot come up with it. That's going to be an E1, and Nick Copperthwaite gets down to first base on the error. And for the second inning in a row, Bangor has the leadoff runner on.
When he's not pitching, Plourd, typically we see him at third base. We saw him play a little bit of second base. He's got plenty of athletic ability. He does that all the time, but you know, it's just one of those funky plays in baseball. He's got to come off the mound and really stop his momentum, try to collect the ball, make a good throw towards first. Just not able to do it in the right sequence.
Gary Farnham at the dish.
Kind of bunt.
Looks like he was thinking about it.
Boy, Copperthwaite took a huge secondary lead off of first base. Varney could have had a shot at him down there.
Pitcher's taken for a ball, 1-0. Lots of moving parts here. Throw over to first, runner back.
Looked like he choked up the bunt again. I would imagine they're going to try to bunt this ball.
One run could be the difference in this ball game for either side.
Both coaches know that.
1-0 pitch. High, 1-0. Looks like he's trying to throw it high so that he pops the bunt up.
That's you know, there's two schools of thought. The old school guys would say when a guy squares around the bunt, throw it right at his head. We're not advocating that.
Yeah, we're not.
Maybe just throw it high.
Right.
High and in.
Yeah. Be safe. That pitch is taken for a strike, 2-1.
And that's exactly the theory, that the fact that it's a high ball like that is more likely than not the player's going to elevate the bat to try to get the ball and try to pop it up.
2-1 is going to be line foul.
Just like that. That time the pitch way up and looked like Farnham really tried to raise his hands to get it and popped it out towards third. Bell was playing a couple of steps further in. He might have had a shot at that.
Count evens at 2-2.
See if they keep it on with 2 strikes. I don't think that they will. He's got a hole on the right side.
Throw over to first, runner back. He does, and Bangor's done a really good job of hitting to the opposite field here. You wonder if that's going to be wise or if it's going to come back to bite the Yetis. No score. Bottom of the second. 1 on, nobody out. 2-2 pitch to Farnham is a ball. Bounces. Great job by Varney to catch that.
Varney tossing himself out to the right-hand side. The pitch was almost in the left-handed batter's box. Varney really leaped out to his right-hand side, threw his body in front of it, able to keep it right in front of him. Copperthwaite couldn't go anywhere.
3-2 pitch. In there for a strike, strike 3. There's 1 away. Farnham went down looking. Quite an at-bat, but ended up getting it out, and the runner remains at first.
3 strikeouts so far for Norcross. Plourd, all by way of looking at the 3rd strike.
George Payne is in. Throw over to first, and Copperthwaite's back. If you're just joining us, Copperthwaite reached on Norcross Plourd's error here to lead off the inning. Norcross Plourd also stranded runners at 2nd and 3rd in the 1st inning. 1 out, bottom of the 2nd, no score. Pitch is low, 1-0 to Payne. Brookings is on deck.
Wind doesn't seem too heavy. Sun coming out a little bit more. Clouds going away. So you got a lot more nice bright light.
1-0 is going to be wrapped over Cox's head for a base hit. Nice piece of opposite field hitting there by George Payne.
Boy, he absolutely blistered that pitch over Cox's head at shortstop into left field. About 2 hops to get the brush line. Really well-struck ball that time, and that's consistent with what we've seen so far from Bangor, Matty, in that the left-handed Payne waited on that ball and hit it the other way.
That brings up the 9-hole hitter Ryan Brookings. He plays center field. The John Fogerty position, if you will.
Doesn't have to ask the coach to put him in.
Yeah. And that is going to be popped up, fouled on the first base line. I don't think anybody's going to be able to get to it, and they can. It goes off the top of the fence. Nice catch by Harris, but of course it's out of play. That was a pretty good catch. Cut it on the bounce.
He did the major league thing. He just kind of tossed it into the dugout. Oh, it might have a scar on it from the fence, and home plate umpire's like, hey, We need that to play.
Yeah, that's a plastic
Right.
fence, guy. That's
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Not going through 100 baseballs a game here like in the majors.
Right. Oh, one pitch, low, 1-1.
For the most part, Norcross Plord has missed low in this half inning. Just hasn't been able to find anything consistent.
One is going to be wrapped into left field, but that is going to be right at the left fielder. That'll be Mason Brushwine. And there's 2 away. Throw over to first, or over to second, and Copperthwaite is safe.
Boy, Copperthwaite almost got caught off the bag. Lashua did a nice job that time funneling in behind him as Cox went out for a potential throw. Brushwine smartly collected the ball, made a nice throw to second, but just barely missing him.
That'll bring up the top of the order. Kyle Stevenson steps in. He reached with a single in the first inning. Pitch is a strike, 0-1.
Stevenson on a nice hit ball right up the middle of the field.
Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Bottom of the second, no score between Edward Little and Bangor. It's the MPA Northern A final, regional final. That's fouled away into the bullpen, and it's 0-2.
Tell you, Bangor has had their opportunities. They've been able to get runners on now in both innings. Have just not been able to push them through to the plate. Norcross Plord been able to shut them out.
Pitch is up, 1-2.
Breaking pitch has been his steady go-to at this point in the count, way up. Wonder whether or not he just tries to gas him here.
1-2 pitch, low, 2-2. Varney attempted to frame it, but
Was a fastball. Now consecutive fastballs, more likely than not going to throw a fastball here. But that's what it gets me back to, Matty. I'll say it over and over. You got to be able to throw it in a count when a hitter's expecting it and still be able to generate a ground ball or a fly ball. Pitch to contact.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning. Everybody will take a second here to think about things. Stevenson steps back in. Norcross Plord gets the sign, steps and delivers, and that is going to be flared into right field. Gibson underneath it calls for it and can't hang on. It came out of his glove. That'll be an E9. Runner scores. That's 1-0 Bangor.
Wow, I mean, that ball was hit very high. Stevenson didn't hit it well, but hit it It was an absolute moonshot. Gibson had plenty of time to camp under it. Looked like he had it, but just popped out of the palm of his glove. Didn't quite hit him in the web of his glove. Looked like it hit right off of his hand and popped out. Runners were going for Bangor, so second and third for them, and they pick up the unearned run.
They're going to intentionally walk to late here and bring up Fournier to load the bases. Big chance here for Bangor. They now lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the second.
2 costly errors so far for Edward Little. The error that led to Copperthwaite getting on base, ultimately providing a platform for them to score a run. Break the tie here in the Northern A final.
Fournier steps in.
Sacrifice bunt in his first attempt.
Don't believe that'll happen here. That pitch is all the way back to the backstop. Varney fields it, and it's going to be 2-0. Not much Varney could do about that one.
No, that's a wild pitch all the way. That time, low and away. Norcross Plord just couldn't, just kind of pulled it down. Squeezed it too tight. Pulled it down, spiked it into the ground. Varney's been stellar all day back there so far, but just couldn't get his shoulders out in front of that one.
Dave Jordan's going to come out and conference everybody together here. Bottom of the second inning, 2-0 Bangor. 2 outs, runners on second and third.
Fournier, the seventh hitter of this inning. Not a very long meeting at all with Coach Jordan.
We're very set, a little dusty, a little windy, but we're good. 2-0 Bangor, bottom of the second. 1-0 count to Fournier. Fouled away, 1-1.
Going to walk him intentionally.
Looks like there's going to be a
No?
conversation here about it. Thought it was interesting that they were going to intentionally walk him after he fouled one off to put a strike on. But
What he's asking for is the first base coach to get in his clearly outlined area. No, there should be a box out there. That's the problem. There's no area, and so he's supposed to stay in his general space. That's what he's asking for.
So they're trying to wait for the wind to pass so nobody gets hit with a sand thing, or they're trying to just put him in the right spot. Still talking to the first base coach.
Okay, so there's a little cut on the infield grass. That shows you where he cannot go closer to home plate than that mark.
1-1 pitch. Up 2-1.
That'll disrupt some of the timing for Noah Cross-Plord. I don't know if they think that he's getting signs or something.
2-1 pitch is going to be flared high into right field. Gibson again underneath it, has it, and almost had it twice pop out of the glove. That time he caught it on the rebound.
Wow. Wow, wow.
Goodness. N2, Bangor scores 2. They lead Edward Little 2-0. It's the MPA Northern A final here on 92.7 FM The Ox. Online video stream at mbr.org. Welcome back. Top of the third inning. It's the MPA Northern A final between Edward Little and Bangor. The 2 seed and the 1 seed. The 1 seed having its way right now. They're up 1-0 after a couple of unearned runs in the second inning. And I hand it over to the capable play-by-play voice of Steve Flynn.
Into the top of the third we go. Mason Brushwine, C.J. Gibson, and then Austin Cox will be your hitters for Edward Little. 8, 9, and 1 for them. And for Brushwine and Gibson, it'll be their first time up against the lefty DeLate. DeLate with 2 strikeouts so far, has not allowed a hit. So the lefty takes the rubber. And to the lefty Brushwine. Swung on, hit to the second baseman, Payne. He dives, it gets through, it'll be a single.
Good
First pitch swinging that time for Brushwine.
Good piece of hitting there by Brushwine. He took it right back up the middle, and Payne kind of dove for it. Actually ended up diving over it. It was kind of an odd angle there, but nice little seeing eye single. If you're Edward Little, that's exactly how you want to answer what happened in the second inning.
That's exactly right. Answer when a team can put a couple runs on you. You want to make sure, if you can, try to get something going against them. This opens up a lot of different options. It's still just a 2-run game. So now Damian St. Pierre will be the pinch hitter here for C.J. Gibson. He squares the bunt and pickoff throw. Got him.
What a move. That was Andy Pettit-esque right there. That was
really tough. I mean, it looked like Brushwine might have gone on some early movement from DeLate. He had him leaning way, way off the bag. St. Pierre had squared around to bunt here at home plate. We'll see what he does now. So 1 out, top of the third. Curveball misses. 1-0 to your hitter, St. Pierre. He is in for C.J. Gibson. 2-0 Bangor.
Lots of base running issues costing teams games in these playoffs.
Pitch swung on by St. Pierre, hit down the left side, and it'll be just foul. 1-1 to the lefty.
They say it's a game of inches. That one was about 8 inches to the left, I'd say.
Yeah, St. Pierre had a couple of nice hits against Mount Ararat. A couple of nice line drives to the outfield. Here's the 1-1 to him. Fastball swung on and missed, strike 2. Beautiful day. Wind seems to be dying down a little bit here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking pitch misses inside, 2-2. One down
on
here.
That breaking pitch.
A lot. He throws it hard, man. He is not that much different than a fastball. Curveball again. Swung on, fouled off to the right side. The count will stay 2-2. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. Third strikeout for DeLate. Second out of the inning. That'll bring up the shortstop, Austin Cox. Cox grounded out to Copperthwaite at first base. Kind of a check swing ground out to him. Now in his second at bat. First pitch misses, ball 1. Looked like a breaking ball. DeLate does not waste much time. 1-0 pitch. Fastball, strike 2.
Like Cox was trying to get time and was not giving it, and DeLate's like, I'm ready to go. You good?
He follows through and he goes right back to the bump. 1-1 pitch. Curveball swung on, hit to the left side. Stevenson in the backhand. Throw over to first. Got him. What a play by Stevenson. 2.5 innings of play. Bangor 2, Edward Little 0. This is the MPA baseball playoffs on 92.7 The Ox.
That was an impressive play from the hole there. He had to range all the way to the backhand with the left hand.
It's not a play you see get made at high school a whole lot. And it's not like Austin Cox is slow. Welcome back to beautiful sunny Augusta, Maine. We are at Morton Field. Bangor Rams lead the Red Eddies of Edward Little by a score of 2-0. We move into the bottom half of the third inning. And before we even get started, first base coach from Bangor wants to have just a little conversation with the home plate ump about his positioning.
I'd like to know where he should be.
Yeah.
Just to make sure the play isn't stopped again to discuss that.
Colford, Kimball, Copperthwaite for Bangor. Here's the first pitch from Plord. Fastball misses, ball 1.
Imperative that Norcross Florida gets the leadoff guy off here. I think just from a confidence standpoint.
Takes a lot of the offensive options away from Coach Fahey. Here's the 1-0. Pitches a ball, 2-0 now to the third baseman, Colford. Strikeout victim in his first at bat, looking as they all have been for Bangor. 2-0 pitch. Breaking pitch, strike, 2-1 now. Colford with a very wide open batting stance. Right foot close to the plate, left foot far from the plate. A pitch low and away. Very susceptible. Here's the 2-1 pitch to him. Fastball, strike 2.
Nice play, nice pitch there on the outside corner.
That's it. That's what you got to go to right there. That really is what I would call an out pitch for Norcross Plord. None out here. Bottom of the third. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses high. Full count now to the third baseman, Colford. Eddie's playing Bangor straight away here. Harris, the first baseman, deep. Bell even with the bag. Full count pitch misses. Looked like it was a curved ball. Slipped out of his hand. Colford will go down to first with the free pass. And now Peter Kimball, also a strikeout victim in his first at bat, will step in.
I feel like he knew as soon as he let that one go that wasn't going to be.
He did.
You could tell by the language of the body, like, yep.
Didn't come out of his hand the right way. Yeah, he knew it right away. Kimball's got a bunt here. It looks like his hands are already starting to move towards the plate. We'll see. He does. He squares. Pulls it back. Pitch was high. 1-0 now to the lefty Kimball. He's in right field today. Colford, you runner at first. Throw over to first. Not in time. Safe there. Plord looks in at Varney. Kimball waits. Squares the bunt. He's able to bunt it down the left side, but it just foul. Boy, he dropped it down the third baseline very nicely, but Bell able to get to it quickly just as it rolled foul. Still caught it in the dirt, but foul.
They do a really good job fundamentally, Bangor. Just all their stuff that they do, whether it's bunting, base running, very good fundamentally.
And it's not just baseball. You see it in basketball, you see it in football, you see it really through the whole athletic program. 1-1 now to Kimball. Squares the bunt again, pulls it back. Pitch misses high. 2-1 now to the lefty. Runner on first, none out here. Bottom of the third inning. Bangor leads 2-0. Bell playing way in on the grass, expecting the bunt. Colford takes a lead at first. Here's the pitch. Kimball squares again, pulls it back. Called strike. Now 2-2 on Kimball. Norcross Florida's had to work hard to get back into this at bat. Here's the 2-2. In the dirt, nice block by Varney. It'll move to a full count. Boy, he'll have some bruises and some scrapes at the end of today. He's going to be all beat up.
And sand, it'll be like a trip to the beach, you know, with the amount of dust and everything that's been flown around.
Exact
Same thing.
kind of player he is. Be interested to see if Fahey moves the runner at first here with a full count. None out here, bottom of the third. Runner not going. Pitch taken for a ball. Colford will move to second. Kimball will move to first. Back-to-back walks here to start the bottom of the third inning for Plord, and that'll bring up Nick Copperthwaite, who reached on an error.
Not the start to the inning that I think Edward Little wanted here. That's 3 innings in a row that Bangor's got the leadoff guy on, and you know they got out of it. EL got out of it in the first inning. They almost got out of it in the second inning until the error out in right field.
Yep.
So can't keep playing with fire. Eventually you'll get burned.
So Copperthwaite steps in now. Runners on first and second. Throw back behind over to first. Safe. Don't see that very often, but checking on Kimball at first. Edward Little does this. With men on first and second, they hold the runner on at first as well. Want to keep the run close. None out here, bottom of the third. Copperthwaite, your hitter. Plord steps off, collects himself. Everybody ready here. Colford at second. Kimball at first. Plord to the set. Squares the bunt. Popped up. Plord can't quite get to it. He collects it. Throws over to third. Gets the force at Colford. So Copperthwaite will reach on a fielder's choice, but 1-5 in your scorebook will net out Colford, who is running from second to third. Now Kimball, your runner at second, and Copperthwaite will be your runner at first.
That was a great play there by Brandon Varney because Plord almost threw that over to first base, and Varney's like, no, third. And he's like, oh, okay, and he got it out from under him and set his feet, threw over to third, and got the force out there. That's
Great.
what you want to see a catcher do.
Great communication, really. That's exactly what you want. Farnham now at the dish. First pitch to him, ball, 1-0. He was also a strikeout victim. So Colford, Kimball, and Farnham, the three strikeout victims so far for the Rams. He'll step in with runners at first and second, one down here in the bottom of the third. Plord to the set. Pitch now, misses in the dirt, ball 2.
Doesn't look like he's comfortable out there.
No, he's just hasn't really found anything today. He's just, not that he can consistently throw for a strike. He's been pulling everything down a little bit in the dirt. It's where you want him to miss, low for the most part. But here's the 2-0 pitch now. Farnham swings and misses. Strike 1 on him. 2-1. We've got one out here in the bottom of the third. Plord takes a look in, and Farnham not happy with the timing, so he'll ask for time and step out. Everybody will reset. We'll do it all over again. Copperthwaite, your runner at first. Kimball, your runner at second. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Farnham. Pitch misses. Ball 3.
I'm going to assume that was down.
Boy, I don't know. I don't know where it missed. I don't. Looked like he took a second look at it. Pitch to Farnham. Swung on, fouled straight back.
You'd like to see a nice ground ball here to short that could easily be turned into a double play and get Plord out of the inning.
Full count pitch now. That's exactly. You gotta be thinking fastball here. Live low. So here's the full count. Nope. He steps off, keeps Kimball close at second base. Copperthwaite, the runner at first. Full count on the hitter, Farnham. Plord happy with what he sees here. Comes to the set. Kicks and fires. Swung on and missed. Strike 3.
Good job there by Plord to throw the pitch that he wanted, and just got Farnham to bite on it, and there's now 2 away.
4th strikeout for the junior righty. That'll bring up George Payne, who blistered a ball in the left field at Brushwine. I tell you, that's probably the best hit ball we've seen so far this afternoon. And now the lefty will step in with a couple of men on and 2 down. Bottom of the 3rd inning here. First pitch to Payne. Breaking ball. Swung on and missed. Goes back to the backstop. Varney will chase it. Copperthwaite easily down to second. Kimball easily down to third. So that changes the situation a little bit here for the lefty Payne. He'll have 2 runners in scoring position instead of 1. And now a base hit could make this a 4-run game. Uncharacteristic wild pitches that we've seen here from Norcross Plord. Pitch swung on, hit off to the left side. Everybody with a car within 60 yards gets up and looks. Everybody looks safe. Clouds moving in here, thick clouds moving in. We'll have coverage for a while. Those of you looking to get your vitamin D, it's gone. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, looped into left field. Brushwine's got an eye on it, but it looks like it'll be just out of play.
Another one, Steve. And how often do you see that where it hits off the top of the fence and goes out? You saw it on the first base line. That one hit the yellow on the third base line and popped out.
You know, I mean, we actually, I guess that's the 3rd ball that we've seen pop off the top of the fence. Didn't Drew Lashowa knock one off the top of a fence in the Brewer game, I think, in the first game we covered?
Yeah.
So clouds rolling in, wind coming with it. We're officially upgraded to a wind from a breeze here.
Yes.
Here's the 0-2 pitch with 2 outs. Swung on, hit through the middle. It'll be a base hit. Kimball's going to score. Copperthwaite's going to hold, coming through third base. But Payne does the right thing and advances to second base on the throw. So second and third still with 2 outs. Bangor now leads 3-0.
Good piece of hitting there. Just takes it right back up the middle, which is exactly what you want to do when you're in a situation like that. And another good play by Bangor there as well, not sending the runner from third. And you're beginning to wonder how much longer it's going to be and see if Edward Little's going to start anything up in the bullpen, but I see no action as of yet.
Blanchard's got a good arm in center. Hitters now Ryan Brookings, the center fielder, flat out to left in his first at bat. Breaking pitch, misses, ball 1.
Brookings goes opposite field there between right and center. He could run for a while.
Got a big gap. Copperthwaite, your runner at third. Payne, your runner at second base.
Every run just gives Mr. DeLate more to work with.
You got that right. Pitch swung on, hit through the gap in the right side. It'll score at least 1. And the lefty comes through Payne, and he'll score easily. It'll be 5-0 Bangor on the 2-run single by Ryan Brookings.
Another great piece of hitting going to the opposite field. Second baseman wasn't over. He had the first baseman, Harris, at the bag, and that whole hole was wide open. Very aggressive base running there by Bangor, sending the runner in. Good throw probably has him.
Yeah, Payne was getting a huge secondary lead. I mean, a massive secondary lead out there. Austin Cox really trying to work to keep him close at second base. But you sacrifice some defensive positioning if you do that. So Cox moved back out to deep short. That allowed Payne a big secondary lead. And he did not hesitate as he came around third base, scoring easily on the single by Brookings. Boy, Coach Fahey's got to be happy with picking up a 2-out, 2-run single from the 9-hitter. Those are the kind of things that put you in the exact position that the Rams are in here, up 5 runs in the bottom of the third.
All sorts of damage by Bangor here, done with 2 outs in this game.
Stevenson now will come to the dish for his third at bat. He's 1 for 2, had a single, and then reached on the first on the fly out to Gibson in right field that popped out of his glove. Pitch misses, ball 1 to Stevenson. Bottom of the third inning here, 2 down. Ryan Brookings, your runner at first. Bangor leads by 5. Norcross Plord comes to the set. Checks at first. Now the 1-0. Misses high 2-0.
Nothing coming easy for Norcross Plord right now.
Not at all. He's having to work for every strike, not just every out, every strike.
Right.
Pitch to Stevenson. Swung on. Foul tipped. It'll be a strike.
That was a violent swing. I'm pretty sure my shoulder blade popped out just watching him swing.
Yeah, he went up and got it, that's for sure. I've got this at 2-1. I don't know what's going on the scoreboard out there. I did see 3 strikes at one point. That can't happen.
As a wise man once said, never trust the scoreboard.
Yeah, he's a very, very wise man. 2-1 now to Stevenson.
Currently there's 6 balls out there now. So
Pitch misses. That will be ball 3. And thank God I trusted my instincts.
Right.
We are happy about that.
No pitch clicker, though.
A small victory right there. No, clicker stayed at home. 3-1 now, 2 down, bottom of the third. Brookings, the runner at first. Plord fires, misses, ball. It'll be another walk.
That's a tough pitch if you're Norcross Plord, because you felt like you were probably getting that in the first inning, but now where you've kind of lost the zone a little bit, those borderline pitches probably aren't going to go your way.
Well, and now Trevor DeLate steps in, who has now an opportunity to help himself. You know,
it'll never get old.
Because pitchers can do that.
Matter. Yeah, pitchers can do that.
DeLate now with runners on first and second. First pitch to him, misses, ball 1.
For those of you just tuning in for the first time, it's pretty much been a running gag all year that every time the pitcher comes up, it's a race to say who can say and this pitcher gets to help himself first.
They all get to help
It's
themselves.
like a sprint at this point.
1-0 now to DeLate. Breaking pitch misses. 2-0 to the second place right-handed hitter, Trevor DeLate.
And you now have action in the Edward Little bullpen. C.J. Gibson warming up.
Plord comes to the set now. Runners on first and second. 2-0 misses. 3-0. Derek Fournier, the third place hitter. Shinny's on. Awaits on deck.
Now, did you catch Steve when you played?
I did. I caught and I played first.
Anything better than warming up with the with the shins on?
It was a great.
Yeah.
The tools of ignorance.
Right.
Pitch to the late ball for Hill walk, and that'll load the bases for the Rams here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning.
And now Fournier's going to have to take those shin guards off and get up to the plate. That was the biggest reason I never wanted to catch. It's because, constantly having to get, redressed and re-armored and unarmored, and it's just, it's too much work for that. I'd rather play first base.
Fournier will be the 9th hitter of this half inning for the Rams. Colford, who led this inning off, will come on deck now. And 5-0 Bangor with a lead in the bottom of the third here. Looks to add to its lead with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Fournier, Shinny's off, steps in. First pitch, ball. Misses away, I would guess. I'll tell you, it looks like the velocity has slowed down a little bit for Norcross Plord. He's steering it a little bit.
I think the adrenaline's worn off from the original point of the start. Now it's really becoming a grind out there for him, and now he's going to step off and think about it.
Brookings is your runner at third. Stevenson at second. Trevor DeLate runs at first without the pitching jacket, might I add. Bases loaded, 1-out pitch now to Derek Fournier. Swung on, fouled back. A rocket.
Hopefully nobody getting cheeseburgers got clipped by that. That's right in the spot over there. You can be in line for the bathroom where that ball was hit, or the snack shack is kind of off to the side.
Please hope nobody did anything to the cheeseburgers.
Yes. Save our cheeseburgers, SOC.
1-1 now to Fournier. Breaking pitch misses. Boy, Varney has been dirty all day. I mean, just in the dirt. He's had to stop a lot of stuff that Plord has been pulling down. And you can see Norcross Plord's a little bit frustrated out there on the bump. To be expected from the junior. He's got to work himself out of it here. He's behind 2-1 to the third place hitter Fournier. Bases loaded. Bottom of the third. 2 down. Pitch, probably the best fastball he's thrown this inning, misses down.
That strike zone right now must seem like a size of a dime.
Yeah, it's got to appear very small and pitch the contact here. 3-1 now to Fournier. Swung on miss, fouled back, fouled straight back. Not hit squarely. By missed, I meant not hit squarely. How about that? Full count now, 2 down. Runners will be off with the pitch. 5-0, the Rams of Bangor ahead of the running Red Eddies of Edward Little. Full count pitch, runners are going. Swung on, fouled back, straight back, and stuck in the fence.
That doesn't happen very often.
No. Who's going to get that?
It's a good question.
Somebody better alert. Mr. Godding down at first has called time. He's making, yeah, we're good to go.
Okay. Everybody say.
So they'll do it all over again with a full count. Norcross Plord pitching from the stretch. And goes towards second, but can't get Stevenson leaning either way. Brookings, your runner at third. Stevenson is the runner at second. Trevor DeLate running from first base. Full count now to Fournier. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. After 3 innings of play, Bangor 5, Edward Little 0. This is the MPA baseball playoffs on 92.7 The Ox.
Thank our corporate sponsors for today's contest. Those sponsors include Coca-Cola, Brewer Federal Credit Union, Maine Army National Guard, Maine Bureau of Highway Safety, HS Network, and Play On Sports, Paulding Russell Sporting Goods, Life Touch Photography, and Wilson Sporting Goods.
Welcome in. You're listening to the MPA High School Baseball Playoffs on 92.7 The Ox. I'm Steve Flynn with Matt Boutwell. We're at Morton Field in Augusta, Maine. Heading into the top of the fourth inning, the Bangor Rams lead the Edward Little Red Eddies by a score of 5-0 in the Northern A Baseball Final. 2, 3, and 4, Tyler Blanchard, Jared Norcross Plord, and Drew Lashua will be the hitters for Edward Little.
So far, they haven't been able to get anything going on Delate.
No hits. They've only had one guy reach base, so he's faced just one over the minimum through 3 innings. And so
that was a walk that he reached on in the first. Yeah, there's one hit, right? Because he hit the one right up the middle. It was,
right, Mason. You're right.
Mason
we do have one hit. You're correct. Yeah. Mason Brushwine has a hit. That
I know
is
we're
correct.
used to calling perfect games and no hitters.
That's right. He got
this year.
picked
We've
off.
Had plenty of them.
He got picked off at first, right? So he's had. That's why he's only faced one over the minimum. Correct. He's got a walk and he picked the guy off. Yeah. All right. First pitch into Blanchard misses. Ball 1.
Looks like that Edward Little bench has perked up a little bit.
Yeah, whatever Coach Jordan had to say to them after the last half inning seems to get him going. 1-0 pitch misses in now. 2-0 to the speedy Tyler Blanchard.
And you wonder if it's going to take Delate a little bit here to kind of get his rhythm back. I mean, he was sitting on the bench for a while and on the offensive side for a while.
2-0 fastball called strike. 2-1. It's got to affect him. I mean, that's a long time to sit there when you're in the rhythm that he's in. 2-1 curveball swung on and over. Strike 2. That curveball has been very, very tricky. They've been trying to time up the fastball. Here's the 2-2 now. Fastball misses. Full count now to the center fielder, Blanchard. Swung on and missed. Strike 3.
Like Blanchard kind of swung at that as almost a defense mechanism, like, let's give it a shot, and it just didn't.
I just don't know how well they're seeing it out of Delate's hand, and by the time they've been able to see 3 or 4 fastballs, he's ahead on the count, and then he breaks off that breaking pitch, and they're just not seeing it. First pitch deplored, called strike, 0-1 to the junior righty. Reached on a walk in his first at-bat. 0-1. Swung on and fouled back, 0-2.
Big time rhythm for Delate.
Here's the 0-2. Curveball, strike 3 called. Plord didn't even offer at it. So 2 up and 2 down by way of strikeout here in the top half of the 4th inning. And Drew Lashua, the second baseman, will step in now. He had a force out.
Tough to go fastball, and then get that curveball. Not a lot you can do with that.
Swung on, hit high to the left center. Shortstop ranging out, but it'll be the center fielder, Brookings, who comes all the way in and makes the sliding catch. Nice job by Brookings. Through three and a half innings of play, Bangor 5, Edward Little nothing. This is the MPA High School Baseball Playoffs on 92.7 The Ox. Welcome back to the MPA High School Baseball Playoffs on 92.7 The Ox. Edward Little trails the Bangor Rams by a score of 5-0. We move into the bottom half of the fourth inning. It'll be Colford, Kimball, and Copperthwaite for Bangor. First pitch to Colford. Ball one. Colford started the last half inning, an inning where Bangor was able to bat all the way around and score 3 runs to take the 5-run lead. 1-0 now. Swung on, hit to the left side, hops up. Cox collects it, throws over to first, and collects the first out in the bottom half of the fourth inning.
That was a tough hop. He did a good job of fielding that one. I mean, that's the first inning that Bangor has not gotten the leadoff hitter on.
Yeah, and he hit it so well that Cox couldn't really come in on it, and it skipped through the infield and hit the lip of the grass, popped up. Nice hop for Cox. So Kimball now. Lefty takes strike one. He's 0 for 1. Had a struck out looking in the first, then walked and scored a run last half inning. 0-1 swung on, chopper to short. Cox plays back on it, throw over to first, and he's safe. He beat it out. He didn't hit it that hard, but it was a really high hop. Cox couldn't come in on it from short. He stayed back, caught it on the outfield cut, just couldn't labor the throw over to first, and Kimball beats out the infield single.
Sometimes you're just at the mercy of the ball. That's really all it is.
Yeah,
and
I mean, that
what happened there.
Almost eye level. That was a big, big chopper. Nick Copperthwaite now, the first baseman, will step in with Kimball the runner on first and 1 down in the bottom of the first. Pitch to him, a called strike. 0-1 to the first baseman. 5-0 Bangor here. Kimball takes the lead at first. Plord will throw over, and he's safe. Tried to catch him off balance. Plord's got a pretty quick move over there to first. We've seen it. No action in either bullpen. And here's the pitch. Ball high.
Of course, this is a situation, too, where up by 5 runs, Bangor gets another 5 here in this inning.
That's right.
Pack up and head over to the softball field.
It can happen quickly, I'll tell you. Edward Little's got to try to tighten up defensively, get back in the dugout. Throw over to first, got him picked off. Kimball run down to second. Harris will throw to Cox, who will tag out Kimball. It'll be 1-3-6 in your scorebook, and that'll be the second out of the inning for Edward Little.
That's a really tough play by Harris because not only is he throwing left-handed, he's got to throw it around the runner. He can't hit him. That's a really tough play. It was a good throw by him. He got it there on time. Really good tag as well to make sure that that was done. Good job there by Lashwa.
Pitch to Copperthwaite, swung on and missed, strike 2. 1-2 now to the first baseman. Pitch a ball out. 2-2 now. 2 down here, bottom of the fourth. Jared Norcross Plord in his 4th inning of work. Takes the call, winds and fires, misses low. Full count now. Copperthwaite reached on an error by Plord and on a fielder's choice. He has scored 2 runs. Full count pitch to him. Swung on, base hit to right field. One hopper to St. Pierre out in right field, right over the head of Lashwa. And Copperthwaite, much like we've seen a lot of these Bangor Rams do, waited on the pitch and drove it away.
Smart hitting. That's exactly what he did. Waited, and got to what he wanted to hit, and hit it right into the open spot in right field. Going to be a lot of dead grass in right field after this one because balls have been bouncing out there all day, and fielders have had to go track them down.
Everything you teach, it's work the ball the other way, shorten up your swing. Farnham now swings and misses. It'll be strike 1 on him.
That swing was not short.
That was not short at all.
That was a wind-up swing. Let's give it a shot, see what happens.
Copperthwaite, your runner at first. Check on him. He's safe. 5-0 Bangor here, bottom of the 4th inning. We've got 2 down. And Farnham, a 2-time strikeout victim, looking to get retribution here against Norcross Plord. Pitch to him misses.
They've given up on putting anything on the board now.
1-1 now, yeah.
That's a wrap.
Interesting. Throw over to first. Just an easy throw to try to keep Copperthwaite somewhat close. 2 down here, bottom of the 4th. Norcross sets. Pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 2 for Farnham. 1 and 2 to the left fielder.
I wonder if something happened to the board because even the inning says 0 at this point.
Oh, it's coming back up. I see. It's powering back up, I think, Matty.
Aha.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ball 2, misses out. All even at 2. 2 and 2 is the count. 2 down. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Edward Little trails 5-0 here. Copperthwaite, your runner at first for Bangor. 2-2 pitch swung on, fouled straight back off the pad. The ump won't have to go far. Well, ball almost made it all the way back into that would have been fair territory. It was on the first baseline.
Huh?
2 and 2 remains here. 2 down. Copperthwaite takes a lead at first. Norcross Plord will check on him. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Curveball high. It'll be a full count to the left fielder, Farnham. Payne hits behind him. 2 hits and 2 runs for Payne.
Looked like he had him crossed up there, but there was a ball, so he was able to just step back and reset.
Full count runner goes with a pitch. Fastball will miss. It'll be another walk. And Farnham will take the free pass down to first base.
Almost all the action for Bangor today has been with 2 outs. So once again with 2 outs, now they got 2 runners on.
Now the lefty Payne, who's played really good second base, but I'll tell you what, hit 2 hard balls. He's got 2 singles and 2 runs, and now Dave Jordan will come out. And I think he's going to make a change here.
He is going to make the move. C.J. Gibson looks like he's going for his glove.
Yeah, and we got back taps all the way around from the infield, so I think message has been delivered, and I believe we'll have a pitching change here in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
We will. We'll take a break on the radio side of things. We'll stay here on the video side of things. It's the MPA Northern A Final here on 92.7 FM, The Ox.
Welcome back. This is the MPA High School Baseball Playoffs on 92.7 The Ox. We are in the bottom half of the 4th inning with 2 outs. A pitching change has just been made. C.J. Gibson started the game in right field. Will now enter the game as the pitcher for Jared Norcross Plord. I didn't see whether or not Norcross Plord would go.
There's a myriad of positions.
Oh, yeah, we've got a whole bunch of different changes, don't we? So let's see if we get any announcements, because we have not received any official word. This must be Drew Lashawa. So that's what's going to happen. Lashawa will come in and do the catching from second base. Norcross Plord will now go out to second base. And we've got a new right fielder as well. And I don't know, Damien St. Pierre is now in left field. So, no, that's Brushwine in left field. I don't know who we've got in right field. We'll try to get it to you. Men on first and second here, 2 down, 5-0 Bangor. Swung on, fouled off. No chance I can see a number out there in right field. If you got it, Matty, good for you.
I'm working on it.
Maybe undisclosed camera guy. Well, we might be able to catch him coming in at the break. 5-0, bottom of the fourth here, 2 down. C.J. Gibson is the new pitcher for Edward Little. He pitches to George Payne, who's 2 for 2. 0-1 misses, now 1-1 to the lefty.
Tough situation for Gibson.
Well, he came in a tough situation against Mount Ararat, and he's coming in a tough situation here. 1-1. Swung on, fouled off to the right side. Copperthwaite is your runner at second base. Farnham, your runner at first. Bangor leads by 5 with 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth. Gibson got warmed up pretty quickly. We didn't see him throw much in the bullpen, but he must have felt plenty warm. Here's the 1-2.
He kind of got warmed up last inning.
Without a question. Ball, 2-2 now to Payne. Gibson checks on both runners, comes to the set, fires to Payne, breaking ball, strike 3. After 4 full innings of play, Bangor 5, Edward Little 0. This is the MPA High School Baseball Playoffs on 92.7 The Ox.
Again, on the video side of things, we want to thank the Maine Principals Association for allowing us to stream today's games. We could bring it to those who could not be here. If you're looking for the softball game, that would be on Z1055. You can find it online as well. The audio side of things between Edward Little and Skowhegan will be on Z1055. That's 105.5 FM and AM 1240 WEZR.
Welcome back. It's the MPA High School Baseball Playoffs on 92.7 The Ox. We head into the top half of the 5th inning. Edward Little trails 5-0 against Bangor. Edward Little just 1 hit so far against the lefty Trevor DeLate. And it'll be 5, 6, and 7. Brandon Varney, Grant Hartley, and Max Bell will be your hitters for Edward Little.
Out starting to run out here for Edward Little.
First pitch to Varney, a called strike, 0-1 to the catcher, a strikeout victim in the second inning. 0-1 curveball, strike 2. And just like that, 2 pitches and 2 strikes, DeLate not wasting any time with a 5-run lead. Here's the 0-2 pitch, swung on, hit hard to the right side. Kimball can't come in on it. It'll be a base hit to the right side. Nice piece of hitting that time by Varney, behind in the count. 2-strike hitting shortened up, able to drive it the other way.
Good play there by Kemble as well, not to try and dive and do anything silly to get over the edge there, because if that thing rolls all the way to the wall, you've given Edward Little some new life. So hold him to hold him to a single and see what happens.
Big lefty-lefty matchup here. The sophomore Hartley now. First pitch to him misses low, ball 1. Hartley, the designated hitter today for Ben Harris. Varney takes a lead at first. 1-0, misses, 2-0 now to Hartley. And DeLate is wasting no time. I mean, pitch, 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 pitch. Got to be fun to play behind. 2-0 pitch now to Hartley. Strike, a fastball right down the middle. Hartley just wanted to get a look at it. Got to watch out for that snap coat hanger curve here. Here's the 2-1 pitch now. Curve ball, strike 2. Hartley got fooled.
Good pitch.
Great pitch. I mean, Hartley got fooled as much as it was a very fantastic pitch. Good pitching beats good hitting here. 2-2 pitch to Hartley. Check swing, called on the pitch, strike 3. And quick work of the big lefty by the lefty DeLate. And with 1 down, Max Bell will step in, a strikeout victim in the second inning.
Wonder if they're going to send the runner at some point.
Pitch is a strike. 0-1. 6 strikeouts so far for DeLate. 0-1 misses high, ball 1. 1-1 now to the third baseman, Bell. Varney, your runner at first. 5-0 Bangor. We're in the top of the fifth with 1 down. 1-1 pitch swung on, fouled back. 1-2 now. Nothing fancy defensively for the Rams. DeLate sets and fires. Curveball, strike 3. Fournier collects it. I don't know why he threw it to first, but he did. That runner cannot go there. When the base is occupied at the start of the pitch, you cannot go unless there's 2 outs. The smart play there is to try to get the runner who's trying to sneak away with something at second, but Varney, smartly, able to get himself in a scoring position here for Brushwine.
It's like Coach Jordan's going to go with a pinch hitter here.
Number 8, Kyle Romero.
Romero will be the batter here for Mason Brushwine.
Going the lefty-righty matchup here.
And Varney sits at second base with 2 outs. Here's the first pitch to Romero. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Seven strikeouts so far for DeLate. Here's the 0-2 to Romero, strike 2. And just like that, DeLate way ahead of the pinch hitter and senior Kyle Romero, hitting for Mason Brushwine.
Tough to come off the bench and face DeLate.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. Through 4.5 innings of play. Edward Little trails 5-0. This is the MPA high school baseball playoffs on 92.7 The Ox. Welcome back to Morton Field in Augusta, Maine. I'm Steve Flynn with Matt Beltwell. This is the MPA High School Baseball Playoffs on 92.7 The Ox, streaming live online at mbr.org. First pitch to the ninth place hitter, Brookings. A curveball called strike, 0-1 to the ninth place hitter. He'll be followed by Kyle Stevenson and Trevor DeLate. Brookings 1 for 2. Flew out to left field and reached on a single. 0-1 pitch swung on and missed, strike 2. Quick work here from C.J. Gibson. We saw him do equally quick work against Mount Ararat, coming in really effective and efficient throwing strikes. That's just what he's done here, up 0-2 on Brookings. Curveball swung on, popped to the right side. Harris going to try for it, and he can't get to it. Fell down well within the fence, but Harris just not able. It wasn't hit high or far
That's just a long run. It doesn't look like there's a lot of foul territory here, but there really is.
Kind of pitches downhill, too, so you got to be careful. Count stays 0-2 here. Gibson fires. Curveball misses high. 1-2 now. Pitching exclusively out of the stretch is Gibson.
Of course, we are now into the situation as well where if Bangor gets 5 runs here, this game is over. So
That's right. That is right. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, hit to the right side. St. Pierre's got a beat on it, and he catches it. I don't think that's St. Pierre. That looks like Mason Brushwine.
That is Mason Brushwine.
And I believe Jared Norcross-Plord is in left field, and Kyle Romero will now be your second base. That's what I'm thinking here. I can't quite tell. I can't get a number over there. So Brushwine makes the catch in right field.
Good game for Brushwine today. He's got a hit. Nice catch.
First pitch to Stevenson misses a ball. 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Bangor ahead by 5. Stevenson 1 for 2. Pitch a strike, 1-1 now on the shortstop.
And we've lost the scoreboard again. The scoreboard
Once
is down.
again.
Yeah,
Once
the
again.
scoreboard is down.
All even here, 1-1. Pitch misses down, ball 2 to Stevenson. Gibson working very quickly as well. Taking a little bit more time in between pitches than is delayed. Here's the 2-1. Curveball, called strike, all even at 2-2. One down here, bottom of the 5th. Leadoff hitter Stevenson with a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch to him. Fastball in the dirt. Lashaway able to make the stop.
If you hear the wind coming over the
I do.
broadcast, it's
Yeah,
not. It's
they
just-
have to.
Yeah, it's just a nice
2-2
warm wind.
pitch misses inside and down. It'll be a full count now to Stevenson. Gibson able to come out and get the first out right away in Brookings with a fly out to Brushwine and right.
So you're going to look for a sign. Everybody stop for a second.
This coach has ball 4. I only have it as ball 3.
It's a discussion, but we're looking up to the booth.
I got it full. I got a full count here, and that's what we're going to go with.
That's so far your instinct has served you right on
The
this.
video replay will not lie.
Yeah.
That time it'll be ball 4. I don't know if it hit him. Pitch wasn't there anyway. So Stevenson will head down to first base, and now Trevor DeLate, who is 1 for 1. Had a single in the first, intentionally walked in the second, then walked in the third. Will step in with 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Speedy Stevenson at first base. Breaking pitch to DeLate misses, 1-0.
Bangor continues to put runners on, and Edward Little continues to have to pitch with runners on. It's not a recipe for success.
1-0 pitch misses in the dirt, 2-0 now to the senior pitcher, Trevor DeLate. Stevenson now gets a sign. Gibson will check on him. Not going. Pitch in the dirt again, 3-0 now to DeLate. It's a see-me strike kind of a time. They want Gibson to see if he can pop a strike in there anywhere close. Fournier will now take the leg pads off, shinies off in the on-deck circle. And the 3-0 pitch to DeLate, a called strike, 3-1. Not always automatic, but that time Gibson able to deliver. So here's the 3-1. Stevenson not going. Swung on. Harris able to collect it at first base. Step over and tag the bag. Just kind of fell to his glove hand side as a lefty right on the ball. Able to go over and tag the base for the second out. And now with Stevenson at second base, Derek Fournier will step in.
Bangor continues to do a great job of hitting to right field.
Fournier had a sacrifice bunt in the first, struck out in the second. No, flew out to right in the second, then struck out in the third. First pitch to him. Curveball hits him, and Fournier will get the free pass down to first base.
So much action for Bangor today with 2 runs and with 2 outs.
That's what it's been.
Once again,
that's why they have 3.5 innings, right?
That's correct.
Jesse Colford now will bat with men on first and second. First pitch to him, all the way to the backstop, through the legs of Lashua. And just like that, Fournier will go down to second base, and Kyle Stevenson down to third on the wild pitch. Boy, 3 wild pitches here for the Eddies, and they've been very costly, pushing runners into scoring position. Final line on Plord, 3 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them were earned. He struck out 4, walked 5. That doesn't include the intentional walk. I know it counts in the scorebook, but I don't like to include it. 6 walks total, 1 intentional.
Looked like when Varney was waiting for that pitch to come up, it just never came up. It
Yeah.
just kind of bounced and stayed flat.
Pitch to Colford, in there for a strike, now 1-1 on the third baseman. Pitch in there for a strike, now strike 2. And Gibson able to get way up in the count. 2 down here, bottom of the 5th. Bangor leads by 5. Runners on second and third. Colford the hitter with a 1-2 count. Pitch to him, swung on and fouled back. We'll keep it here. Stevenson, your runner at third. The catcher, Fournier, your runner at second base. Colford, the hitter, and Kimball, the lefty, is on deck. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Colford. Breaking ball, inside, misses, 2-2 now. 2 down, bottom 5. Gibson looking to try to get out of this inning if he can here. 1 pitch will do it. Here's the 2-2. Pitch is high, now full count to Colford. He's got 2 guys in scoring position here. Gibson will eliminate them if he can. Full count pitch. Breaking ball, swung on, hit up the middle. Romero able to stop it at second and makes the throw over to first. Called out. Nice play by the newly subbed Kyle Romero at second base through 4.5 innings of play. Bangor 5, Edward Little 0. This is the MPA High School Baseball Playoffs on 92.7 The Ox. Boy, 11 runners left on base.
Welcome back. Top of the 6th inning. 5-0. Bangor with a lead over Edward Little. DeLate continues to remain on the mound for the Rams. And up the dish for the Eddies will be C.J. Gibson.
Gibson will re-enter into the 9 hole. He was pinch hit for in the third inning by Damien St. Pierre, after the couple of missed pop-outs there in the outfield. So Gibson in the pitch. He'll re-enter into the 9 hole. He'll be followed by Austin Cox and Tyler Blanchard. First time Gibson's had eyes on DeLate.
pitch is a ball, 1-0. DeLate wastes no time. 1-0 to Gibson is high, 2-0.
Boy, Edward Little looking to get a base runner on any way they can right now.
2-0. Low, 3-0. Got some action in the bullpen. Looks like Brandon Varney is warming up for the Eddies.
Yeah.
3-0 pitch. He's in there for a strike. 3-1. Gibson tried to buy it, but the ump was not selling it. He said, no thanks. It's a strike. 3-1 pitch is going to be a ball. They appeal down to first, and Mr. Goding says, nope, it's a ball. So Edward Little has the leadoff runner on, and chances running few and far between here as Austin Cox steps up to the dish. Can't hit a 5-run homer. You can only get it back 1 run at a time.
Yeah,
so we'll see what EL does.
Station-to-station baseball if you can. Just try to move runners along with base hits. Cox looking like he wants another sign down at third base. I don't think there's too much on here. Right now, it's just try to string a couple of hits together and see if you can score a couple runs.
Also want to make sure you don't get picked off. That happened to them in the top of the 3rd inning, if I remember correctly. They got down 2-0 in the 2nd, and then the top of the 3rd, Edward Little got a runner on and got picked off. So Gibson over there, hopping back. That's going to be poked up the middle to second, and they're going to get him at second. Gibson thought he was safe, but he was not. Payne did a good job of recovering there. I'll knock it down as an error because you cannot assume a double play. Force out, and that'll go 4-6 in your scorecard, and there's 1 away.
Yeah, it looked like Payne just had trouble kind of collecting it. Got a little bit dusty out there as he kind of dug around for the ball, but able to still get the forced out at second, and Cox will reach on the fielder's choice.
Tyler Blanchard takes a hack now. Swings and misses, fouls it away. 0-1.
There's 4 outs, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Is,
Yeah.
is that what the
Yeah.
scoreboard
It's
says?
4
4
outs.
outs? Okay.
4 outs.
So everything's going fine then. Everything's swimming.
DeLate wants a new ball, and he'll send Fournier to get it for him. How about that? There's service right there.
That is service. I got to tell you, I really like Fournier's helmet. He's got that.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like the Bangor football helmet.
That's exactly what it looks like. It's the Ram.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Nice touch. I did see one of those helmets get pretty beat up in the pro game.
That pitch is going to be hit high into center field. Brookings will be right there. He waits for it. And there's 2 away.
I don't think he moved more than a square foot. I mean, the ball was hit high and straight away. Brookings seemed like he was camped out in exactly the right spot.
I'll bring up Jared Norcross Plord. 3-hole hitter. He started the day on the mound.
0 for 1, had a walk and struck out.
Walk was intentional. Almost intentional. Quasi-intentional, I guess you could say. He'll go down as a regular walk, but they weren't giving him anything to hit. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Second pitch is also a ball, 2-0. 1 on, 2 out, 5-0 Bangor. Top of the 6th inning. Throw over to first.
Ooh.
Freshwater gets back.
It's the old
Cox
Mulholland.
gets back.
The old Mulholland step-off snap overthrow from a lefty. Those are dangerous.
That 7 and that 1 look very similar to each other. 2-0 pitch is fouled back. 2-1 the count on Jared Norcross Plord.
Probably the most that we've seen DeLate struggle has been in this half inning. He's really been inconsistent, hasn't been able to find the plate. Had the benefit of some good defense behind him and able to still get a couple of outs here.
Everybody takes a step off. Now the question is, when we're done with this, how quickly can we unplug the camera?
Hopefully quick.
Throw over to first, and Cox gets back. That pitch is going to be a check swing strike. Count is even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 5-0 Bangor, top of the 6th inning. It's the Northern A baseball playoffs. That pitch is going to be flared into right field, and that's going to be a base hit. Over to third goes Cox, and Edward Little finally has something cooking. Runners on the corners with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Now to the plate, will come Drew Lashua. He's played a pretty good second base so far today.
Yeah, he's second base, and really since Varney's come out, when Romero came in, Romero went out to second, Lashua came behind the plate. So Varney's had the benefit of taking at least a couple of half innings off.
DeLate steps off the mound, and now we're going to have a conversation. Really the first threat Edward Little has had all day. If they're going to come back to win this thing, I mean, 5-0 is not insurmountable. A well-placed double down the line gets you within 2. Or will get you within 3.
You got to think about this practically in the fact that the tying run is what they would call in the hole. You know what in the hole is? On the deck and then in the hole. That's the guy who's after the on-deck person. So the tying run of this game would be considered in the hole with 2 runners on, a batter up, an on-deck hitter.
That's when it becomes a save situation.
That's a long ways away. That's exactly right. It's a long ways away here for a guy in DeLate with a couple outs here and 5-run lead in the 6th.
First pitch to Lashua is going to be flared into left field. It's going to be in foul territory, and he is not going to be able to make the catch.
Boy,
that was a heck of an effort by Farnham.
He made a heck of a bit on that ball, and you could hear kind of salt and pepper through the stands behind us. Gary. I think everybody kind of anticipated he had the wheels and might have made a fantastic play on that. Great bid that time by the left fielder.
0-1 the count now to Lashua. 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed in the dirt. 0-2. Bet Lashua would like to have that one back.
Fooled completely. That's what that tells you, that swing. He's looking fastball. He's got it timed up. He doesn't want to get beat for the fastball, so you got to be able to react to it. See the fastball and react to the breaking pitch.
2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 5-0 Bangor, top of the 6th inning. DeLate's pitch to Lashua is high, 1-2.
Reaching back a little bit more that time was DeLate. That fastball had a little bit more mustard on it. Up high to the lefty Lashua.
Pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. DeLate gets out of it. Midway through the 6th, Bangor still leads 5-0. It's the MPA Northern A Regional Final here on 92.7 The Ox. Video stream online at mbr.org. Welcome back. MPA Northern A final. Bangor and Edward Little. Bangor leads 5-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Norcross Plord is in left. Varney is going to be behind. Is going to be on the mound.
I think we've got Bo Norcross. Here's what we've got. We've got Bo Norcross, I think. No?
Ah.
I don't know where he went, though.
Varney's on the mound.
Varney's on the mound for sure. And I think Bo Norcross probably went in to play second. That's what it looks like. Yep.
Yep. There's your winner.
You got it.
And Lashua is now behind the plate. There we go. Everything's...
We're good.
And nothing changed in the outfield. And who continues to remain up for... I'm just kidding. It's Ben Harris on first. First pitch from Varney bounces in there, and it's a 1-0.
Kimball, Copperthwaite, and Farnham Don't listen to the PA guy. I've got you. It's Kimball.
And that pitch is going to be lined by Kemble up the middle for a base hit. Peter Kemble played a solid right field today. That time he had a solid base hit up the middle.
Second hit that time for the left-handed right fielder, Kimball. Hit that ball well past Norcross at second base.
Copperthwaite steps in. Throw over to first, runner back. Bangor looking to face the winner of Falmouth and South Portland. That game would be on Saturday. That pitch is inside, actually on the inside corner, 0-1.
Okay.
Look like that pitch crossed up everybody. 0-1 pitch in the dirt, swung and a missed, 0-2. Get kind of a deceptive motion.
He does. He kind of short arm. He's a catcher, so he throws like a catcher, kind of off his shoulder, short arms it a little bit. Different release point for sure between Plord, he, and Gibson.
Pitch is going to be lined into right field for a base hit. Kemble had to stop so that the ball didn't hit him, and Bangor now has runners on first and second. Gary Farnham steps in, Payne on deck.
Norcross covering second that time on a potential stolen base, and really superb hitting that time by Copperthwaite to drive it through to the right side. Rolled it right out there in the right field.
Lasher will go out and talk to Varney.
Varney wanting no part of a close talk right now.
Correct. Not even a little. Varney looks back at second. Runners on first and second. The pitch bounced in there for a ball, 1-0.
Boy, it looked like Farnham squared around a bunt here. See whether or not he actually does it. Well, he didn't keep getting the rest of the signs from third base, so I don't think he, maybe.
1-0 pitch. Bounces in there again, 2-0.
Coach Fahey not happy with just 5. He'll get as many as he can here against an Edward Little team that can really hit the ball and score runs very quickly.
And that will be bunted right down the line. Nice play by Farnham. And Varney goes to field it to tag him, and the ball goes right out of his glove. Goes into the dugout. That's going to score a run.
Yep, everybody's going to go up a base because the ball went in the dugout.
All right, there we go. That'll be 6-0, and that'll be an error on Varney. Scoring in that situation will be Peter Kemble. And it is 6-0 Bangor. And if it has gone wrong today, it has gone wrong for Edward Little.
Yeah, in just about every angle. Coach Jordan, I think, wants to have an explanation here. No, we're going to have a pitching change is what I think is going to happen. I think Ben Harris is going to come in for Varney. No. Oh, we're going to get... James Prescott. He's going to come in and play a little bit of first base and substitute for Ben Harris. Classy move right there by Dave Jordan to get the senior in here for the Eddies.
Also sends Harris down to the bullpen to warm up in case he's needed. 6-0. Pitch swung and a miss.
Payne has 2 hits. He's 2 for 3. Couple of singles, scored 2 runs. Struck out in his last at bat.
Runners on second and third for Bangor. They lead 6-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. Varney deals low, wide, back to the backstop. Another run is in. That will be Copperthwaite. And it is 7-0 Bangor. And with that, Farnham will move up to third base with nobody out.
I believe that's the 4th pitch, wild pitch that scored a run. 3rd pitch, maybe. Costly. Can't have him. Cannot have him.
Payne waits on the pitch, low, 2-1. Barney looks at third, steps and fires. That's going to be line right to Cox. Nice catch by him, and there's one away. That was stung, but right at Cox.
Yeah, you're right. Payne struck that ball well. He's hit 2 balls square right over the left-hand side. That time it was low enough for Cox to make an athletic play. Go up, jump, grab it. Nice play by Austin.
Brookings, who's played a very good center field today, steps up to the dish.
1 for 3, had a single in the third.
He's going to first pitch swing, and that'll be deep into center field. Farnham is going to tag. Throw home is going to be cut off, and it is 7-0. Excuse me, that is 8-0 now, Edward Little.
Just want to make sure you feel any potential raindrops that I just felt. I just felt 2 or 3 of them.
No.
Just so you know.
No, nothing. Oh, maybe a little bit, but nothing too severe.
I think we'll be okay.
I think it's going to brush through here. Pitch to Stevenson is low. 1-0. Somebody's going to get that ball back there. And DeLate will go get it. Might be Gatorade Player of the Year, but he's not above picking up a baseball. It's on the ground behind the plate. So.
Hey, got to do your duty.
1-0 pitch is going to be lined hard into right field for a base hit. Brushwine lets that hit right in front of him, and once again with 2 outs, Bangor continues to keep the pressure on, and we have DeLate at the plate, and we are 2 runs away from this one being over. And now Dave Jordan is going to go to the mound, and he'll make the signal. Ben Harris will come in. Harris will face DeLate. And yep, there's your rain. Right on cue. Right on cue. Take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to the MPA Baseball Playoffs on the Ox. Welcome back. Edward Little and Bangor. It's the MPA Northern A final here in Augusta. Bangor leads 8-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ben Harris is on, and he will face Trevor DeLate with 2 outs and a runner on first for Bangor. Harris looks over. First pitch is high, 1-0. And we've somehow got a sun shower, and it's only on us here.
DeLate 1 for 2, had a single in the first, a couple of walks, and a ground out to Harris at first.
Pitch outside, 2-0. Pitch is high, 3-0.
Saw Harris pitch a little bit against Mount Ararat. Had some trouble finding it. Gibson able to come in after him and shut him down.
Pitch is going to be a ball, and that'll send DeLate down to first. 2 on for Fournier. Bottom of the 6th.
Fournier 0 for 3, was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. DeLate will be pinch run for. by number 18. That'll be Daniel Neal, a senior for the Rams.
They call him Danielson for short, just because.
Without question.
If you don't, I feel like it's a missed opportunity. 8-0 Bangor. Bottom of the 6th inning. 2 on, 2 out. Fournier gets a first pitch from Harris outside, 3-0. 1-0, excuse me. Guess I just wanted to jump the gun there. Give him that third ball right away.
It's okay.
One 0 pitch in there for a strike.
Harris able to find it there. He's just got to be able to repeat it if he can. Tremendous arm action from the lefty.
Outside, 2-1.
And we have a rainbow, Matty.
We do have a beautiful rainbow over to the right of us, actually. I do not see any leprechauns nor any pots of gold, however.
No double rainbow.
Nothing like that. 2-1 pitch, inside corner for a strike, 2-2. And the scoreboard is getting reset again.
It's the weather. It's the weather just wreaking havoc on the scoreboard out there.
It really is. Two pitch, outside, 3-2. Nobody warming up the pen at this point for Edward Little, so it's pretty much going to be Harris or bust, I would assume.
Coach Jordan hoping that Harris can get the Eddies into the dugout here. Just one more pitch.
3-2 pitch. Runners are going to be going. Fournier strikes out again with runners on. End of 6. Bangor leads Edward Little 8-0. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. It's the MPA Baseball Playoffs on 92.7 The Ox. Video stream on mbr.org.
Re-entering the game, number 7, covering the lake.
13.
Welcome back. Top of the 7th inning here in Augusta. Edward Little trails Bangor 8-0. Top of the 7th. They will send up Varney, Hartley, and Bell.
DeLate has only surrendered 3 hits, struck out 9 through 6 innings here, given up no runs, had good defensive support behind him. Only had 3 men get on base and be left on base at the end of the inning. Did have a runner reach that he picked off.
Quite a season for Edward Little. Only lost once in the regular season to Oxford Hills. Pitches in there for a strike, 0-1. They lost the KVAC title game to Bangor, and then they lost here today. Little check swing by Varney, and it's going to be a foot race to first, but Copperthwaite beats him, and there's 1 away. Little excuse me check swing grounder.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those from the right-handed hitters. The fastball kind of tailing in on him. Looks like a 2-seamer. Kind of jammed Varney, and he couldn't get his arms fully extended on it. Just kind of tapped it off to the right-hand side. Copperthwaite making the nice play.
Grant Hartley in to the dish. Pitches outside, 1-0. Bangor got on the board in the 2nd inning and hasn't looked back in this one. 1-0 pitch is going to be skied into center field. Actually, that'll be into left field. Varnum will get it, and there's 2 away. And that will bring up a pinch hitter here for the Eddies.
Number 20, going to be Drew Tyner. They call him Tiny.
Ah.
And he's wearing the greatest number in Edward Little history.
Pitch to Tyner, swing on a missed 0-1. Now, why is that the greatest number in Edward Little history?
Complete coincidence. I may have worn it.
Oh, I see. I'm surprised it's not retired. 0-1 pitch. Grounded down to first, and this is going to do it. Copperthwaite gets it, steps on the bag, and the Bangor Rams will be headed to St. Joseph's College for the Class A final on Saturday. Final score here. Edward Little falls to Bangor 8-0 in the MPA regional final.
Bangor 8 runs on 10 hits, no errors. They left 13 men on base. Think about that, Matty. An 8-run victory. They left 13 on. Edward Little, no runs scored on 3 hits. They committed 3 errors in the field and left 4 on base.
That will do it for us. We're going to slide on over to the Edward Little softball game. Edward Little Skowhegan going on right now over at Coney High School. For Chris Hodgkins back at the Gleason Media Studios, for the undisclosed camera guy, and for Steve Flynn, I'm Matt Boutwell. Again, your final score, Bangor wins 8-0. We will catch you next time here on 92.7 The Ox and online at mbr.org.